was an almighty game to watch, so incredible. And Reece Walsh, such a big moment for him as well, making his club debut, a club that he'd been at since he came through the juniors at about 14 years of age. And he just shone, didn't he?
What do you think of his performance, Bill?
Yeah, I thought it was good. He's easy to watch, isn't he? He's very exciting. He's fast. I think the acceleration when he got the ball just surprised the Cowboys and come up with some really good decisions. This is just pure instinct. As soon as he stepped off his right foot, he just put it on the toe, and this is just Reece Walsh just playing footy.
That was a big part. A couple of times there where they just turned defence into attack straight away and just pulled the Cowboys apart.
Yeah, look, the Broncos were really good. They've had a great start to the year. They win by 2 tries, and 2 of those tries were when Scott Drinkwater was off the field and they were down to 12 men. So, there's still a bit of improvement left in the Broncos. I don't think they've reached their ceiling just yet, but it's exciting times up there in Brisbane for them.
Joey, looking at Reece Walsh's game, areas that he's still a young kid, areas of improvement, where would you see that?
Well, I don't really know. What I saw the other night, he's an out-and-out superstar. One thing about when you're defending guys like Reece is his speed, and he looks deceptively faster than what he's going. He is so well balanced, lightning, footwork. I think his ball playing will improve, but he's got the attitude. The one where he caught the ball and kicked for the corner when they scored for Katoni, it just goes to show he plays without fear. You've got players who...
Saved 2 tries here, bang, then stop Robson the tackle after.
He's a superstar.
Absolute superstar. Right there.
A talk with Adam Reynolds, a talk from Adam is that he loves footy, Reece. He watches every game over the weekend, and he actually comes to Adam during the week and go, "Oh, how about we do this?" or "What about this?" He loves the idea of breaking down defences, and it obviously shows that he thinks about his footy. He understands the game. So, if I was a Broncos supporter and I heard my young 20-year-old fullback, that's his attitude and that's what he enjoys, and he has that, just that athletic ability as well to match. It's exciting times to be a Broncos fan, for sure.
When he was over at the Warriors, he actually still watched every single Brisbane Broncos game.
Well, you've got to. If you want to be good at something, you've got to spend time at it. You got to study it, and it's a great sign that Reece is watching footy and wanting to get better. I hope he's watching it on the high angle.
Kaylin, are you watching? You're listening?
Because in his position, the stuff that's on the television, he's brilliant at. It's the stuff away from the football that is hard to build into your game when you're young. So there'll be elements that Kevin Walters, I know Darius Boyd is working closely with Reece and he's doing a fantastic job up there. So they'll pick out a few things that he'll need to improve on.
That's the best first game I reckon I've seen in a long time by a player for a new club. That was unbelievable. It was a big atmosphere. Conditions were tough. Didn't really suit him. I remember talking to Kevy before the game about Reece. He goes, "Conditions aren't that great for him today." Mate, he nailed it. That was an awesome performance by him. Like playing against the Cowboys. We're not talking about the Cowboys, apart from last year. Before that, they're coming 15th. It is a good team.
The other thing, they won round 1 without Reece, and Selwyn Cobbo played really well at fullback. So that's added pressure to him as well. So the challenge for Reece is to go and back it up this week now.
What about Patrick Carrigan? What do you see his strengths are and what he brings to this side?
His leadership. I watched him really closely. The work he does off the ball, cleaning up defensively, he's got good footwork, and his leadership. You can see he's an intelligent player. He'll captain Australia one day, without a shadow of a doubt. While ever him and Payne Haas are on the field, the middle of the field, they are such a dangerous footy team. He is just an extraordinary leader, this young man.
He's just signed to the end of 2028. So that's a great signing for the Broncos, but also a little bit of stability for Paddy as well. I think he's their next captain. Wouldn't surprise me if he co-captained the club alongside Adam Reynolds in the next couple of years.
Looking at the Broncos overall, you see the players that they've got, Reece Walsh, Ezra Mam, Patrick Carrigan, Adam Reynolds. Where do you see their season? Because one thing that all the players said after the game is that they're trying to keep a lid on it because last year they started with 2 wins to the season. But where do you see them this season?
Oh, well, they're premiership threat for sure. I think everyone can see with what's happened with Penrith, with the players who have been poached. They've come back to the field a little bit. I think the Roosters will warm right up. I think they're going to be a real threat. I think South Sydney, fully fit, a real threat. But at the moment, I've got to say, Brisbane are the biggest threat of all. They look well balanced. They've got young players coming through. Billy spoke about the depth
They're still
in
pretty
key
young.
positions.
They're very young. Like early on when Taumalolo was just destroying them, when they got the ball back, they looked pretty frantic. I thought they had a couple of chances down there and they blew them pretty easily. And I thought they were pretty frantic early, and they sort of, I think Ezra Mam spoke about that after the game. So the youth, I suppose, it only gets better with games, doesn't it?
Well, it helps when you got Adam Reynolds at halfback.
Against Penrith, they conceded 12 points, and against the Cowboys, they conceded 12 points. That's what I'd be focusing on. If you can keep those sides to 12 points, they got enough points in their side, in their attack. Defence will win you the premiership.
And Ezra Mam, he was pretty quick to say post-game as well that he is a Queenslander. He's not a New South Welshman. Really? Has he been one that you've kept an eye on for
I was
a
sitting
little
on the couch watching that, actually. Watching Freddie go to work.
Did you get,
Ezra?
Did you get your notepad out and write it down?
No.
He knew.
I noticed Ezra and Reece Walsh, their eyebrows are impeccable.
They are. They're very...
Absolutely impeccable. Next time you're watching, have a look at them. There's no monobrow or anything, and they are
They're very well
sculpted.
maintained. Yeah.
Both,
You've never
got
had
a lot going for them.
You've never
There
had
you
an
go, Wado.
eyebrow.
You got to get your eyebrows done.
Yeah, I know.
You
I
got
did
to
monobrow till I was about 30, I reckon. it took me like 12 years to get in teased to actually, do something about the middle.
I love watching all the old clips of you, and it literally joins in.
aggro.
It was thick.
Do you get them trimmed when you get that Botox in your face?
No Botox. No Botox.
He does. I've seen him get them trimmed before.
Like a crinkle. Look at it.
Do you maintain them yourself? Do you do a little?
No, I love it. I love the plucking. It's fantastic.
With your eyebrows.
It was wonderful, yeah.